Now let's move on to the 10th October strike, which focuses on broader demands. We will begin with the first portion on these issues. In the 10th October strike notice, you have listed demands like perquisite tax reimbursement, medical aid, and opposition to digital arrest. Which of these do you consider the most urgent one?
Or 10th October strike, which relates to the Punjab Bank limited issues, we have 7 demands. Our number one demand is 100% reimbursement of perquisite tax. Most of the government-owned banks are reimbursing 100% perquisite tax on behalf of the employees. Our bank was first one to take the lead, and we started with 50%. So we are thankful to our management. At that time, they did that. But later on, because our profitability on that quarter was not good, but later on, subsequently, our profit has improved. And our MD and CEO has promised that once our quarterly profit, operating profit, was 7,000 crore, he will implement this 100% reimbursement. In the June quarter, our operating profit was 7,100 crore. But somehow he has not fulfilled his commitment. This strike is only to remind him that please fulfill your commitment which you have given, that you will accept our two financial demands and two non-financial demands once the operating profit crosses the 7,000 crores. We have done our part. We have ensured that our profit is above 7,000 crore operating profit in the June quarter. Now it's the incumbent upon the management to deliver on its promises. So this strike is just to remind them, please reimburse our 100% perquisite tax. Then there is issue of medical aid. And when the banks, or EOBC and UNI, amalgamated with the Punjab National Bank, there is a government of India solemn promise that whatever allowances those two banks implies we are getting, they will get even after the amalgamation. The EOBC implies we are having medical aid linked to the basic pay. 50% of the December month pay, they were getting medical aid in the month of January. After amalgamation, the same was implemented in the Punjab National Bank, and for 2 years we got that. But the 9th joint note was signed on 8 March 2024 was implemented from November 22. So from November 22 till this October 25, for 3 years medical aid have not been linked with the new basic, it is still linked with the old basic. So we have demanded that please link with the new basic. It's a very funny situation. The new employees joining after 22 gets basic medical aid linked with the new basic, while the old employees getting linked with the old basic. So this dichotomy and discrimination is not good. That's why we are demanding. Around every employee have losing 30,000 rupees for last 3 years, and then in January they will lose another average 10,000 rupees. So we want our management honor the solemn promise of the government of India that no employees' allowances will go down after amalgamation. That's our demand number 2. Then we have demand number 3 regarding that reimbursement of SFF item repairs on regression basis, which was prevalent in the EOBC. Best of 3, this one have been implemented, but it was not implemented. And our most important demand is regarding the digital arrest. What is happening? In the evening, a check is placed on the branches, so they could not complete the dent. Without completing dent, no officer employee can leave the bank. So to get something which the circle office wants to get it done, they do this illegal check on our dent, thus illegally restraining our officers, employees in the branch up to 9 p.m. This has disrupted their family life. This has disrupted their mental balance. This has disrupted their lifestyle. And this is disrupting our customer service also, because the employee which is tired cannot serve the customer in a better way next day. We want that this illegal activity should stop. For this, for last 1 year or 2 years, you say, we have been trying to impress upon the management to stop this illegal activity. But at least in the half of the circle of Punjab National Bank, this is prevalent. And this must be stopped because nobody has got license to confine an employee illegally in the branch after 6 p.m. evening when their business is transactions are concluded. Even management understand, top management at corporate level, that this is wrong. But we have not been, and they have promised us that they will do needful, but they have. So we are pressing that you must stop illegally confining our officer employees in the branches till 9 p.m. That's a very important demand for us. Then there is two more demand. One demand is related to the structural meeting rights. We are the second largest officer association in Punjab National Bank. But we don't have a right to hold a structured meeting with the management. Our meeting with the management is recorded. We want that issues we raise on behalf of our officer should be recorded and they should be followed logically till they are resolved. There is some circle of the bank where our federation is in majority. Even though in those circles have done that structured meeting right. So we have demanded our management that in the circle level, zone level, and corporate level, periodic interval, hold a structured meeting with us. Then our next demand is regarding leave for union activities. The largest association in our bank is AIPNBOF. Their office bearers are getting around 2,001 days leave taken all together in a year for union activities. But we are not getting a single day leave. While at IBA level, every union, whether minority or majority, have been have a special leave for the union works. They are giving that. But Punjab National Bank is the only bank which is giving this leave on its own only to one association. This is not level playing field. The management is propping up over bigger association at the cost of a smaller association. So this is discrimination and this is against the law and natural justice. So these are our demands. Then there is one more demand regarding the threshold limit of the branches, which is causing inconvenience to the customers, to the bank. So these are, for these 7 demands, we are striking on the 10th of October.
Thank you, sir, for a detailed clarification. This will help prioritize the key issues for our audience also. Moving ahead to the next question. The notice mentions opposition to the so-called digital arrest of officers. Can you explain what does this means and how it affects the officers' work?
As I told you, all the branches have to complete their transaction by end of the day and they have to do a sole ET. मतलब डे एंड जिसको बोलते हैं कि आज का दिन का काम खत्म हो गया, कंप्यूटर के थ्रू करना होता है. What is being done in Punjab National Bank? That controlling officers are illegally restricting branches sitting in their office. Some transactions are thrown in the branches server till whatever the circle office want is done, whether legal, illegal, another matter. Unless until that is done, that day and check is not removed. Means till the command given by the circle office is fulfilled, the branch people cannot go home. They are arrested in their branch through a CVS network by putting a check on their day-end activities. It is as that unless and until you close your system, you cannot go to home. And I cannot close the system till that illegal day check is there. So we want that this check should not be there. Once the branches has completed the day's transaction, customer job is done, other controlling aspect has been taken care of, then they should be allowed to go home latest by 6 p.m. But in most of circle of the Punjab, at least half of the circle, it is not being done. The day and check is there, and the officer employees, have to remain in the branches, even in rural and remote areas, up to 9 p.m. in the night, which I think is inhuman, which is against the human rights, which is against our right toward a dignified life. And this is creating unnecessary psychological, mental, and physical stress and problem for the officer employees of my bank. So this remote arresting of the officer employed by the controlling office, we have calling it a digital arrest.
We will move ahead for the next question. So, sir, as mentioned, another demand is unequal treatment of officers associations. How does the current discrimination affect representation and decision making?
As I told you, every the majority association have the right to hold a structured meeting at quarterly interval with the management. But this right is being denied to us. We don't have that right to hold a structured meeting with the management at quarterly interval. This is creating an unequal field between two associations. We want the level playing field. For management, both should be treated equally, but they are treating them differentially. Similarly, in the matter of leave, say, I am representing 7,000 officers in Punjab Bank. In 5 circuits, we are having majority. But even in those circuits, the management relationship meeting are being held with the officer association, which is minority in that circuit. So, officers' issues, concerns are being not raised properly by that association. That's why people have joined our association. But we are not able to raise and get addressed the demands of our comrades through a structured meeting at a periodical interval. Structured meeting means that whatever we discuss, whatever we demand, that is recorded and that is followed to a logical end through further follow-ups. We demand this discrimination should end. Similarly, in the matter of leave, their office will get 7 days in a year leave for union work. In total, they are getting leave of around 2,100 days. We getting zero. Our office bearer, even majority in circle, don't get leave for the union purposes. That is hampering our power to our ability to address our members' genuine grievances, because we have to take leave. Let's say one of my office we are posted in rural branch and he has come to a circle office which is in the urban center, he has to take the leave for that purpose, while the others don't have to take the leave. So this is not level playing field. This is discrimination and this is favoritism, which should not be there. For management, all unions should be equal and all should be treated equally. But in our bank, they are not being equally. The larger one is being preferred and given preferential treatment over the smaller. Our law says the minority should be protected, but in our bank, the majority is being protected, and minority is the whims and fancies of the management. So we have demanded through this strike that this must stop.
Thank you for clarifying, sir. This gives a clear picture regarding this. Moving ahead to the next question. As some critics argue that frequent strikes inconvenience customers, how do you justify in light of public opinion?
First of all, our strike is not going to disrupt the customer services. Fine. Our branches will be open and they will be serving the customers. Secondly, there is no frequent strike in banking industry for the calendar year 2005. There has been only one day general strike by AIBO and AIBA. The rest of the employees were working. In calendar year 2024, there was no strike. So nowadays in banking industry, strikes are lesser and lesser. Even when we give the strike notice and the last day of the introduction of CLC, most of the strikes have been called off. So customers are not going to have that much inconvenience. And moreover, in the digital era, customers' visit to the branches have come drastically down. They are getting all the banking facilities sitting in their home at the click of the mouse. So they will not be getting any convenience. And moreover, we are not going to disrupt the branches. We are not going to force the branches to be closed. In whichever branches, our official employees will be on a strike. The controlling office will recruit employees from the other branches and the branches will open. We are not fighting against our bank. We are not fighting against the government. Our fight is positive agenda to get our demand fulfilled without disrupting anything. We are not going to disrupt customer service. We are not going to disrupt business. We understand the business which we do is good for our bank. We must do business. We must earn profit because we don't get salary from the government. Whatever perks and salary we have to earn that. It's we who earn our own salary as well as earn for the bank and profit for our investors. So, I can assure our customers that we will get the services in our branches. No branch will be closed, and service will not be disrupted. We don't want to disrupt anybody. We don't want to cause inconvenience to any student customers ours, our patrons. It is because of them that our banks are prospering, our economy is prospering. So we are assuring we must not disrupt any customer service.
Okay, sir. That will certainly help members and the public to stay informed. Moving ahead, staff shortage not only increase the workload for the bankers, but can also lead to delays in and inconvenience for the customers also. How do you see the connection between officers' working conditions, strikes, and overall impact on both officers and the general public?
The number of employees present in the branches is directly responsible for the kind of service we can provide to the customers. Over the years, the number of employees in the public sector bank has gone down. Say around the last 5 years, the number has gone down by around 1 lakh. While the business has more than doubled, even the branches in some banks have gone up. This is adversely affecting the business to the customer, and this is causing the business shift from the public bank to the private sector bank. Because in those periods, the private sector banks have increased the number of employees, they have increased the number of outlets. So, on an average, a government-owned bank in the branches has 5 to 6 employees. In some branches, it's only 4. On the contrary, in the private bank, the number of employees per branch is 15, 20, 24. Say, for example, SDFC Bank has around 9,000 branches and they have 2,09,000 employees. On the contrary, Punjab National Bank has 10,200 branches and we have 1,300,000 employees. The number of branches we have more, employees are less than 50% of the SDFC Bank. So naturally, the quality of the customer service they are able to provide and quality of customer service we are provide is not the same. So it's very critical that number of employees goes up in the public sector bank. Unfortunately, the government nominee and in the banks both are blocking that. They are not allowing more and more equipment in the government bank in the name of digitalization. At the same time, they are not giving us 5-day banking. If due to digitalization, the number of employees are not required as per their argument, then increased digitalization should also facilitate number of closure of the branches for more days, because you feel that digital transactions are taking care of the staff load. Similarly, that is taking care of the visit of the customer to the branches. So they are using the same argument in different way, different places. We feel the implied number should go up. If the implied number goes up, then customer will get a faster service, they'll get a better quality service, their loan demand will be fulfilled, their checks. Now, the banks are introducing the same day or simultaneously clearing of checks. All that is required increased workforce. Unfortunately, government nominee in the bank's board are blocking the fresh recruitment, and every year the recruitment is not even equal to the retirement or attrition from the banks. One more problem is happening due to the stress working in the banks. Young people are not preferring government-owned banks. They are not even ready to join the government-owned bank. In my bank, this year, 1,800 clerks were supposed to join, but only 800 have joined. Similarly, the officers, whatever we have indebted, less than 85% have joined. Because the stress which is happening in the industry, this news has gone widespread, and young people, bright people are not preferring policy of the bank. This will again cause disruption in our services. The quality of our services will go down. It's very, very critical that number of employees in the policy of the bank goes up. So that will improve our productivity, that will improve our productivity, that will improve our business, that will improve the quality of the life of the employees we have in the government bank. So that is one demand which is always there. Please increase the number of employees in the government-owned bank.
Thank you for the detailed information, sir. This will surely help our audience to understand it clearly. Moving ahead to the last question. So, what message would you like to give to the government, banking customers, and to the audience through this strike?
Through this strike, we want to convey to the government of India that please honor your commitment regarding 5 days banking. On the finance ministry's note, the IBA recommended the 5-day proposal to the government of India for its acceptance and implementation, which has been delayed for last 19 months, which was not required. Everything else of the clause have been implemented, barring this one. So immediate implementation of 5 days banking will do a wonder to the quality of life which also the bankers are enjoying today, as well as it improve the customer service of the branches. Also, for our own management, that is Punjab National Bank management, for our 10th October strike, we are trying to press upon that please fulfill the promises which you have made regarding the medical aid and the perquisite tax 100% reimbursement. And for better work-life balance, please stop this illegal confinement officer to the branches. Then have a level playing field among different associations. So we are saying that this time we are going for a shorter strike, just to give a message that if our demands are not fulfilled through this shorter strike, then our future station will be longer, more intensified, and this may affect business prospects adversely, which we don't want to do. We understand the importance of business for the bank. We understand that through those business we earn profit, and that results into our salary being paid, our allowances being paid. So we don't want to go to that level. We are sincerely hope and believe that our genuine demands accepted by the government of India, as well as the management of the Punjab National Bank, and the future station will not be required. If that station is forced upon us, our genuine demands are not addressed, not fulfilled, then we will be forced to go on a more intensified, more widespread agitation on future days. That's what all I have to say.
Thank you, sir. That's a fitting closing statement. With that, we conclude today's discussion with Mr. Krishna Kumar, General Secretary of AIPNBOF. These insights have provided a clear understanding of the reasons behind the 9th and 10th strikes and what lies ahead. Thank you, sir, for your time and perspectives. Kalyani Mali from Kanal Media. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you also for giving us this platform to speak.